You'd have to do roughly 250,000 crunches to burn 1 single pound of fat. 250,000. And here's the worst part. Even if you did them, your body still wouldn't take that fat from your stomach. So if your plan to lose your gut is ab workouts, we need to talk. Here's the honest truth about what actually burns belly fat. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what actually burns belly fat. No magic, no gimmicks, no fat burner pill. Just the honest stuff that works. And I'll give you the answer right now, so you're not waiting. If you force me to pick one exercise for losing belly fat, it's walking. Not crunches, not sit-ups, walking. But here's the catch, and it's the whole point of this video. Walking only works because it helps you create the one thing that actually burns fat. And that one thing isn't an exercise at all. Stay with me till the end, because I'm also going to show you why fixing your sleep might do more for your gut than another hour of cardio. Sounds crazy? It's true. So here's how this works. There's no magic move, but there is a clear answer, a handful of boring habits. And I'm going to give you every one of them in order of what actually matters most. First, let's kill the myth that's wasting your time. It's called spot reduction. The idea that you can burn fat from one specific area by training that area, doing crunches to lose belly fat. It does not work. And here's why. Think of your body like a swimming pool. When you want to lower the water, you can't just scoop a bucket out of the deep end and leave the rest full. The whole water level drops at once. Fat loss works exactly the same way. When you lose fat, you lose it from all over your body at once, not from the one spot you're training. And here's the cruel part. For most guys, the belly is the last place to empty. It's the deep end of the pool. So you can be losing fat everywhere. Your face, your arms, your chest, and your stomach is still hanging on because it goes last. So those crunches, they're not burning the fat sitting on top of your abs. They're just building the muscle underneath it. You could have the strongest abs in the world and never see them because they're hidden under a layer that crunches can't touch. So if crunches are out, does that mean exercise is useless for losing your gut? Not even close. It just means we've been using the wrong tool for the job. And look, I know this isn't what the fitness influencers told you. They sold you the 6-minute abs fantasy because it's easy to sell. But if you're still here, you're the 1% who actually wants the truth and actually wants results. So let's get into it. The boring stuff that actually works, ranked by what matters most. There are 5 of them, and the order matters because most people put their energy into the last one and ignore the first. Number 1, and this is the big one, a calorie deficit. This is what actually burns fat, eating a little less than your body burns each day, consistently over time. When you do that, your body has to pull from its fat stores to make up the difference. That's fat loss. That's the whole engine. And here's the honest truth that nobody selling you a workout wants to admit. Your diet is where belly fat is won or lost. You cannot out-train a bad diet. You could do the perfect workout every day and still not lose a pound if you're eating more than you burn. Now, a deficit does not mean starving yourself. Please don't. Crash diets backfire. You lose muscle, your energy tanks, and you rebound right back. What works is a small, sustainable gap you can actually hold for months. Eat mostly whole foods, get enough protein so you stay full and keep your muscle, and eat slightly less than you burn. That's it. Boring, but it's what works. And if you want the simplest possible place to start, don't count anything yet. Just cut one snack, drop one sugary drink, and put a real source of protein in every meal. That alone nudges you into a small deficit without making you miserable. And a deficit you can actually live with beats a strict one you quit in a week. Number 2, walking. The answer I gave you at the start. And I know, it sounds way too simple to matter. But walking might be the single most underrated fat loss tool there is, and it's the one exercise I'd pick above all others. Here's why it beats almost everything else, and why it ties straight back to that deficit. It burns real calories to help build the deficit, it's easy to recover from, it doesn't leave you starving like hard cardio can, and you can do it every single day without burning out. That last part is the key. The best fat loss activity is the one you can actually keep doing. Walking creates the deficit without destroying your recovery. A daily walk, plus just moving more through your day, taking the stairs, standing up more, parking further away adds up to a huge number of calories burned over a week, way more than people think. That's why it's the closest thing to a cheat code in this whole video. Here's your simple target. Start with 30 minutes a day, or aim for somewhere around 8 to 10,000 steps. If you're already hitting that, add some incline, walk up hills or bump the treadmill up, or add a second short walk after a meal. That's it. Walk daily, and you've got the engine of your fat loss running. Number 3, strength training. Now, this one doesn't burn a massive number of calories during the workout itself, but it does something more important. It builds and protects your muscle. Here's why that matters for your belly. When you lose weight without lifting, you lose fat and muscle, and you end up smaller, but still soft, skinny fat. When you lift while you lose fat, you keep your muscle, which keeps your metabolism up, and means that when the fat finally comes off, what's underneath looks tight and lean, instead of flat and soft. You don't need anything fancy. The big compound movements, squats, presses, rows, any kind of full body lifting give you the most return because they work the most muscle at once. A few sessions a week is plenty. Number 4, and this is the one I promised you at the start, sleep. This is the boring habit that might do more for your gut than another hour in the gym. Here's how it works. When you don't sleep enough, fat loss gets harder across the board. Your hunger goes up, your cravings get worse, your stress rises, and sticking to a deficit becomes much harder than it should be. You end up eating more without even realizing it, and fighting your own body the whole way. So a guy who's grinding hard in the gym but sleeping 5 hours a night is working against himself. He's hungrier, he's more stressed, and the deficit he's trying to maintain keeps slipping. Fix the sleep, and suddenly the deficit gets easier, the cravings calm down, and your body stops fighting you. It's not magic, it's just the foundation everything else sits on. Number 5, high-intensity interval training, HIIT. Short bursts of all-out effort, things like sprints, kettlebell swings, or bike intervals, with short rests in between. Now, HIIT is genuinely useful. It burns good calories in a short amount of time, so it's efficient if you're busy. But I'm going to be honest with you the way the influencers won't. It's oversold. You've heard about the afterburn, where you keep burning calories for hours after. That's real, but it's small. A modest bonus, not a furnace. And because it's so demanding, you can't do it every day. You'd burn out or get hurt. So treat HIIT as one tool in the box. 2 or 3 times a week if you enjoy it, not the magic answer. The walking and the diet are doing the real work. So let's put all 5 together into something you can actually run. Eat in a small, sustainable deficit, mostly whole foods, protein with every meal. Walk every day, and just move more in general. Lift a few times a week to keep your muscle. Protect your sleep like it's part of the program, because it is. And if you want, throw in a couple of HIIT or cardio sessions on top. That's the whole thing. There's no hero here. No single move, no single workout. It's the stack. And each piece makes the others work better. Good sleep makes the deficit easier. The deficit reveals the muscle you built lifting. The walking burns steadily in the background. It's simple, but I won't lie to you. It's not easy and it's not fast. This is months of consistency, not a 2-week fix, but it's the only thing that actually works. The belly fat mistakes to stop making right now. Don't do endless crunches to burn belly fat. You know now. They build the muscle under it. They don't burn the fat on top. Don't chase a magic exercise or a fat burner supplement. There isn't one. If there were, none of us would have a gut. Don't crash diet. Starving yourself loses muscle and rebounds every time. A small, sustainable deficit beats a crash diet in every single way that matters. Don't ignore your sleep and your stress. They're the silent fat loss killers, and almost nobody takes them seriously. And don't lose patience. Your belly comes off last. For almost everyone, that's not you failing. That's just how the body works. Keep going. And the honest timeline? This is a months-long process, not a weeks-long one. Anybody promising you a flat stomach in 7 days is selling you something. The boring way is the only way that lasts. So here's the whole truth in one breath. There's no magic exercise for belly fat. You can't spot reduce, and your belly comes off last. A small, sustainable calorie deficit does most of the work. Walking and daily movement burn steady calories you can actually keep up. Strength training keeps you lean instead of skinny fat. Sleep controls your hunger and your stress, so it quietly runs the whole thing. And HIIT is just one tool, not the answer. Crunches don't burn the fat. They only build what's hiding underneath it. And look, most guys think the secret to losing belly fat is finding the right ab exercise. Not even close. So stop hunting for the perfect ab move. Walk more, eat in a small deficit, lift, sleep, and repeat. That's boring, but that's exactly why it works. Comment boring if you're ready to do the stuff that actually works.